Welcome to this comprehensive training program on the Hare theory, how low growth drives low literacy. This program is based on the NAEP Today 2024 data and the Hare temporal scale. This video begins with Module 1, Course Introduction and Overview, setting the stage for understanding the theory and its implications. The purpose of this training is to equip education professionals with analytical tools to understand why low-performing districts remain trapped in cycles of low literacy. The corethesis is that growth below the 0.025 sigma benchmark is the root cause of persistent reading underperformance. By completing this course, you will learn to understand the Hare temporal scale, calculate gap to proficiency, interpret effect sizes, analyze counterfactual growth scenarios, apply the root cause theory, and evaluate minimum growth standards as policy interventions. This course is designed for a wide range of education professionals, including K-12 educators and literacy coaches, school and district administrators, state education agency staff, education policymakers and legislators, Title I compliance officers, and education researchers and data analysts. The central question explored in this video is, why do some districts never reach reading proficiency? The Hare theory provides a mathematical answer to this long-standing question in American education. The conventional answer is that the gap is too large. This traditional framing focuses on the distance to proficiency. The problem, however, is that this response ignores the most critical variable, the rate of change over time. The Hare answer reframes the problem. Growth is too low. The root cause is the failure to generate sufficient growth to close the gap. The gap is the symptom. Insufficient growth is the disease. The 0.025 sigma threshold is key. It equals 1/10 of the U.S. national growth norm per NAEP cycle. Growth below this floor makes reading proficiency a mathematical impossibility. This threshold divides the difficult from the impossible. A key vocabulary term is effect size, or Cohen's d. This is a standardized measure of the magnitude of change. The formula is D equals score 2 minus score 1, divided by the standard deviation. Other key vocabulary includes NAEP, which is the National Assessment of Educational Progress, and the scale score, which measures reading on a 0 to 500 range. The proficiency threshold for grade 4 reading is 238. The assessment cycle occurs every 2 years, providing data points for growth calculations. Growth rate, expressed as sigma, is the effect size per assessment cycle and the single most important variable in the Hare framework. Trajectory is the projected path of scores. Positive growth means scores are increasing toward proficiency, while negative growth means the gap is expanding. We will examine the Albuquerque case study. With a negative 0.71 sigma effect size, students are actively moving backwards. This leads to 1,120 years to proficiency, making it an extreme case. Albuquerque's district is in a state that ranked last in the nation on every 2024 NAEP measure. The course roadmap covers 8 modules. We are currently in Module 1, Introduction and Overview. We will proceed to examine New Mexico's reading crisis in numbers, and then dive into the Hare temporal scale. Up next is Module 2, New Mexico's reading crisis in numbers. You will learn how to interpret NAEP data, New Mexico's historic last place ranking, Albuquerque's 13-year decline, and how to calculate effect sizes from real assessment data. In Module 3, we will explore the Hare temporal scale. This includes the 3-step formula for converting effect sizes to timelines, defining foundational terms, and using worked examples with real Albuquerque data. We will also determine why the 0.025 sigma threshold separates difficult from impossible. Module 4 focuses on counterfactual effect size models. We will analyze what counterfactual analysis reveals about missed opportunities, compare 4 growth scenarios, and examine the inverse relationship between growth rate and time to proficiency. We'll also discuss why growth rate is a policy lever, not just a measure. Modules 5 and 6 cover equity and root cause. Module 5 focuses on subgroup analysis in Albuquerque, counterintuitive findings about gap versus timeline, and why higher scores can mean longer timelines. Module 6 explains the theory that low growth, not the gap, is the root cause, and the compound interest logic of educational deficits. Modules 7 and 8 deal with policy and conclusions. Module 7 introduces minimum growth standards as policy levers and examines the science of reading results. Module 8 provides the 5-step empirical proof emphasizes the moral urgency, and calls for adopting 0.025 sigma as the statutory minimum. Understanding the crisis starts with the numbers. Please proceed to Module 2, New Mexico's Reading Crisis in Numbers, to continue the video.